Two changes for Aston Villa here, even with Ollie Watkins out injured. New loan signings Marcus Rashford and Marco Asensio are on the bench. John McGinn, the captain, of course. Here's the Tottenham lineup, and they start Matthias Tell, their capture from Bayern Munich. Talked him into it. I think Harry Kane might have had a little bit of an input as well to help out his old club. Here's the excellent Rodgers, Morgan Rodgers, one of the stars of the season. And possibilities here straight away for Aston Villa, and a lead for Aston Villa. Jacob Ramsey down that left-hand side, and Tottenham in trouble straight away.
Said it was going to be about Aston Villa starting with the intensity. Tottenham don't have a problem scoring goals, it's conceding goals. You look at Porro, he's your right back, he's nowhere to be seen. You can see that there's two Villa players in particular. Ramsey gets hold of the ball. It's a good strike. Kinski, without question, should do better. But once again, it's Tottenham just being caught out on the turnover of possession. Fullbacks being too high up the pitch, wingers having too much time. And we've seen it a few times this weekend, goalkeepers making errors, and there is another one. But what a start for Aston Villa. They said that they were going to start with intensity. They've done that. Tottenham were not switched on and find themselves 1-0 down, and there is another one. But what a start for Aston Villa. They said that they were going to start with intensity. They've done that. Tottenham were not switched on.
There's another pretty nervy moment there as well for him. There's been a bit of a baptism of fire since he's come into the side. Daniel Marlon! The new boy dreaming of a first Villa goal.
They're winning. Obviously the goalkeeper doesn't help himself here. But just how many times Aston Villa, they're winning that second ball. And because they're winning that second ball, Tottenham are out of shape. Good little bit of movement from Marlon, but just wasn't able to keep the ball down. But it's all really positive from Villa so far.
And Marlon and Garcia both in the starting lineup. Here's Leon Bailey for Aston Villa. Very much in control of things early on here. Onto that left foot, and this time Kinski does make a good save.
You'll have the midfield in the attack, and then the strike there from Bailey, which is saved by Kinski. But you'll have the midfield in the attack of Tottenham. They'll be pressing high. They'll be pressing high, and this is what led to this opportunity. The back four doesn't want to press high because they don't trust themselves pace-wise in leaving so much space behind. And we've seen them getting the first goal now, and a lot of the opportunities that they've had since really is on the counter-attack themselves. They've earned the right to be able to play that way.
Tielemans driving through the middle. More problems for Tottenham here. They've invited him to shoot. He does shoot, but wide of the post that time.
About, look how deep the back four is. The gap between the back four and the midfield is huge. The midfield and the attack are pressing. The back four is retreating. The back four don't have the pace that Van der Ven does, so therefore they don't want to play that higher line, so therefore they're dropping in the midfield's pressing.
It's interesting that they have aimed most of the abuse after some recent setbacks at Daniel Levy and not Ange Postecoglou. Marlon did very, very well there. Ramsey again.
The moment to get at the back four. Just look, there's a lack of cover, obviously. Danso, he committed himself, but then once again Ramsey finds himself in a position where he can have a strike. What the wingers are doing really well for Villa at the moment, they're staying really wide where they're picking the ball up. Really clever areas, just continuously getting in between the midfield and the defence.
Could be something here for Tottenham. Mikey Moore with the ball in. Son! Great chance to equalise. Martinez with a big, big save. Tottenham almost from nowhere.
You see the assistant referee keeps his flag down. It's a lovely ball into the box. Just a magnificent save from Martinez. It's been all Aston Villa. And they always say about the great goalkeepers, they're always prepared. Even when they've been quiet, they've had nothing to do. Martinez comes up really big for Aston Villa to keep things at 1-0.
Son will be kicking himself there, though, because...
So there's not necessarily that space in midfield, but there'll be space in behind.
Bailey, big opportunity here! And this time Kinski makes the save. And Tottenham escape again as Ramsey look to cash in on the rebound.
He started lively. Bailey, you just see now he's just attacking great. Just wants to get it on his left foot and does exactly that. Brings a good save from Kinski, and I think the follow-up just hits the post on the way through from Ramsey. We just see it again. Really good play from Bailey, good save from Kinski. And then Ramsey thinks potentially he's going to get his second goal of the game, but...
Bentancur Was caught in possession. That means another break is on here, led by Morgan Rogers. Bailey to his right. Rogers goes alone. Kinski beats it out. Marlon on the rebound. Just under too much pressure to turn that goalwards.
And there it is. The ball goes through to Rogers, and all of a sudden it's so difficult for the back four because they're retreating and retreating. It's difficult for them. Of Spurs being too far apart, it's making life really difficult for Porro.
Bailey this time. Marlon, chance. Into the side netting. Danso did well to keep the pressure on him. Chances to extend their lead here.
They have, and Tottenham once again just giving the ball away in dangerous areas. Just see it's a lovely run from Marlon. Just not able to trouble Kinski. He's got himself into some really good positions in this first half. Just not been able to get that end product.
He looks a little bit frustrated. All a little bit too tight, but Mikey Moore does emerge with the ball. He's only 17, looks a real prospect. Jed Spence from range. It was a good hit. Kulusevski round the corner. Son got in behind here. And it's really good piece of defending to prevent him getting the shot away from Bogard.
But then the recovery from Bogard is absolutely brilliant. But
Pedro Porro's done well there. If he can get a good cross away, still could be something here. Son lays it off. Bissouma's shot. Kamara makes the block, but Tottenham Hotspur are growing in authority.
Bissouma coming on at half-time. He's just made that little bit of a difference in terms of the balance. You see now, Bergvall, he's getting more advanced. Yes, Bissouma is up there in this scenario and has his shot blocked.
Tottenham defending a little more stout. They did show a grittier side to their nature in that win at Brentford they had last week, but that does seem a long time ago. Bissouma bringing it forward here. A lot of room to play with. Kulusevski on his left foot. Didn't really hit it.
Two central midfielders flying forward at every opportunity, leaving themselves a little bit vulnerable at the back. The balance is...
Earlier on in this campaign, McGinn, great turn, drives into the space. Ramsey, another chance, and this time Kinski, big save. Massive save.
And it looks as though Ramsey is going to get the second goal of the game. But really good from Kinski. They're still in a good defensive position because, as we just saw by the previous chance from Ramsey, they can't afford to leave themselves open.
And that's going to be a yellow card for Bentancur. That's a yellow card plus. It was about 4 yellows in one there.
Yellow cards coming. It's like, well, it is what it is.
That's something out of mixed martial arts almost, wasn't it, from Rodrigo Bentancur. That occasion, Callum Wilson was playing for Bournemouth and scored in that game. Shoved off the ball. Bergvall, I think he's going to get a yellow card there.
In the first half, haven't really been able to do it so much in the second half, but they get in this time. Just
Marlon here. On he goes for Villa. Bailey. Marlon right across the face of goal and poked into the back of the net. Aston Villa do have the 2-goal lead. Morgan Rogers arriving again, as he so often does, for a crucial strike. Cashin, he's been a brilliant signing for the club.
But once again, it's Tottenham losing the ball and being out of shape. And we've said that Tottenham are going to be at their most vulnerable when they're in possession of the ball. And it's exactly what happens. It's really good play from Marlon. And then they're just patient in the build-up. Marlon makes a lovely run, takes a couple of deflections, and then Rogers is there just to put the ball into the back of the net. But it's just so Tottenham at the moment. They've been in the ascendancy, asking the questions, then they give the ball away needlessly, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. And that's just what Aston Villa needed after they had been under a huge amount of pressure in the last 10-15 minutes. Porro can't clear his lines, and Rogers just says, thank you very much. That's 2-0 to Aston Villa, and it's a huge task now for Tottenham to get back into this game.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a selection there, though, with Ramsey on the left, haven't they? But that's another issue. Asensio to lay it inside. They're turning it on a bit. Villa here. And this time Morgan Rogers does not find the target.
So much talent. His link-up play is outstanding. And Rodgers, who we've just seen hit the ball wide, is having a great season. His season could go up. It's just they're so vulnerable defensively, and that's due to the way that they play.
Tielemans with a lovely ball through the lines. This is lovely football, sublime football. It's Ramsey again, and another big save from Kinski, who has made up for that early error. Lucas Bergvall.
But it's just too easy. You know, Rodgers picks the ball up, so much time and space.
Now Tell. Basuma from range. And there could be something on here because Pedro Porro right across the face of goal. And that's a big, big miss on the back post by Danzo, the central defender.
They keep the ball well. Eventually it does go out wide. Digne commits himself, and then Porro just does.
Kulusevski, not really happening for him today, not yet. Ramsey again being held back by Pedro Porro, who clatters into him, and I think that was frustration. It's going to be a card.
There's no question about that. He didn't get him the first time. Wasn't bothered about the ball here, just wanted the man.
Yeah. A Tottenham goal here would make the finish interesting. Son Heung-min to take it. It's from the training ground and towards Kulusevski. Pedro Porro dug out a shot.
Nothing about it, because look at the run that he makes. It gets in Porro's way, so Porro can't hit it first time, and then it just ends up being
difficult Premier League season and trying to climb into at least into the top half of the table. I think the European places are out of their reach. Lost too many. Kulusevski, play it long, and there is a goal back. Tell arriving. Is it too late? There will be time added on for Tottenham.
Well, you asked me about Tell's performance, and I said he's only going to be as good as the delivery that's put in. And it's a wonderful delivery from Kulusevski and an outstanding finish from Tell. And Tottenham will believe that they've still got enough time to potentially get an equaliser, but it's a lovely finish with the outside of his right foot. And really the only opportunity that he's had in this game, and he's taken it really well.
The final minute of the 5 due to be added on. They always say a minimum of 5, but it surely won't be that much more than that. And Villa have Tottenham just where they want them. Calmly done by Kamara in the situation. Maatsen now. And McGinn. And here's Asensio, will be heading for the corner flag, I think. Apparently not. Rashford, Asensio again. They're looking to put the cream on it here with Tielemans. Cuts it back. They're trying to set up Rashford, aren't they? Could have gone to the corner flag. Instead, Tottenham can break. No, they can't. It is all over. Aston Villa go into the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time in a decade.